a new job of like ferrying planes down a runway or something? You're just waving like that. No one can see you. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Happy Pod. The only podcast. What do I say? What is this?
No, it's not the only podcast in the world.
It is the only podcast in the world. Maybe. I don't know. It's one of them. Hello. My name's Nathan. As always, I'm joined by Lawrence. He's a bit of a dickhead, but he's going to tell you all what this silly little show is all about.
Nathan, this is the show where we get together every week to discuss something in the realm of pop culture. It could be a movie, it could be a telly show, it could be a video game. It's not X-Men. It's no longer Halloween. But we're back, we're doing another series. We can't stop ourselves.
How did this happen? How did we get roped into doing another series? Whose idea was this?
It was your idea.
Hey, we've all had some fun, okay?
We have.
Look, this was my idea. I do have to take responsibility. We had an exchange. We had you wanted me to watch Succession, and I had no interest in watching Succession. So I said, I'll watch Succession if you watch 4 series of this anime. And to be honest, I only said that because I thought you said no fucking way, brother.
Oh, really? Okay.
And now here we are. So.
You underestimated how much I do for Succession, Nathan.
I guess, yeah.
I like how in and amongst all this, by the way, like we made this bargain, but Catherine got dragged in to do our podcast for like 3 out of 4
3
weeks.
out of 4
She made
weeks.
no deal with us.
Yeah, that's true. She's just in it for the love of the game. God bless her.
Yeah, well, she should be here for this. She should have had to adhere to both.
I don't think she has any
I'm calling her
knowledge
now.
of it. No, don't. What's going on?
Not much. What have you been up to today?
Today, specifically,
Well, this week, I guess.
this week, I don't know, did any world-changing events happen this week? I don't think so.
I can't think of any, yeah.
Nothing I want to talk about anyway. I don't know, man. Just chilling, you know.
I'll be honest, when I asked you that, I wasn't considering something rather obvious. Yeah, we're not doing
Yeah,
that.
we're not doing that. We don't need to worry about that. Well, we
Yeah.
do, but we don't need to talk about it.
We definitely need to worry about it, but let's move on.
Yeah.
I think.
Let's just move past that.
Oh, dear. Nathan, I've spent the entire day watching Attack on Titan.
What do you do that for?
To do this, to do the show, to talk podcasting.
That does make sense, to be fair. Yeah.
It'd be weird if I didn't.
I did not spend the entire day watching it. Number 1, because I have a job, and number 2, because I already watched most of it before today. So
Nice. Well, you're lucky. I do have a job, but I put it on the back burner today. I said, I've got Attack on Titan to watch, everyone.
yeah, okay.
I sent out my emails, these out of office emails to everyone.
You don't have an out of office. You don't have an office to be out of. Okay.
I'm sat in it now. I'm doing podcasting in it. That's what it's for.
You fuck off, you.
Oh dear. You picked, when we did Succession and then Attack on Titan trade-off, we both deliberately picked 2 shows that each of us love, but knew the other person like would never watch of their own accord unless we made this bargain.
You would never watch this unless I put a gun to your head and said, watch this now. And to be honest, that's largely what this podcast is for. You guys think it's for you to listen to our opinions. It's not. It's mostly for me and Lawrence to force each other to watch stuff. That's really
Yeah.
the end of the day.
Once every year we get together, we kind of toss up what the whole a year is going to look like in terms of what episodes of AHP we're going to record. And it's largely just like, but I want to talk to Nathan about that. And Nathan goes, but I want to talk to Lawrence about this.
Yeah.
And then we make an arrangement.
And a coming together of ideas and a what's that word? A negotiation.
Yeah, it is a negotiation, to be fair. One that's fruitful, I think.
Shut up. Anyway. Anyway, Attack on Titan. An anime.
An anime, indeed. Something I've never really divulged into before.
No, you're a newbie to the world of anime.
Okay, it's kinder than I thought you'd be. I thought you'd start calling me a racist or something.
It does sound like me, to be fair.
Yeah, don't. Whoa, I'm shocked by this.
What? Where has this come from?
I have always been quizzical of the, like, I've seen bits and bobs and clips and all of this, right, of various anime, stuff that I would not even know the title of. I don't know. I just said I don't know the title of them.
Name one clip you've seen.
I've seen many more clips of Attack on Titan now. Does that make you happy?
Well, sure, I guess.
But yeah, I don't know. I was always quizzical. Something about the animation always felt a little holding me at arm's length. I found it very like, and we'll talk about it in this episode, but like,
Because you're racist.
No, right. There it is, everyone. No, but it has you can't deny this, it's got a very distinct style.
Well, yeah, it's anime. It is a distinct style in itself. It's anime.
Which I don't know, it didn't necessarily put me off, but I just never I don't know, I found it a tad inaccessible. So holding me at gunpoint is pretty accurate for how I went into this. But
what's inaccessible about it?
No, just in terms of I don't know. For me, it felt like a difficult watch because I was like, and I'll talk about it in the first couple of episodes of this. I was a little bit like, this is a lot. This is very overwhelming. This.
It is. Yeah. It's very intense.
Yeah, that's the perfect word. I put down in my notes, right, there are some shows that get accused of lacking on big plot stuff. Like The Walking Dead back in the day, right? It famously was criticized for being oh, it's episodes 1, 8, 9, or 16 of The Walking Dead, so I guess someone's going to die or something big will happen. But nothing will happen in between those, because that's what coincided with the series opener, the mid-season finale, the mid-season opener. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that was right.
Yeah. And Game of Thrones, it was episode 9 of Game of Thrones, something big's going to happen this time. That is so not the case with this show. You really have to be locked into this from get-go, yeah.
You gotta be locked the fuck in with Attack on Titan. It could have, a world-changing story in, episode 3. In, fucking minute 17. I don't know what that means, but,
No, but it's also, it will provide context for something that, if you miss it, let's say it was on the TV and you just get up and go to the loo and you don't hit pause.
Yeah.
Right? Something will be mentioned, and then 7 episodes later, it's still being talked about, and you're like, what?
Yeah.
What's happening?
Luckily, though, they do a lot of flashbacks. So,
they do.
This is in the era of TV where binging wasn't still really... Oh, it kind of was, but, not really. But, this is, right at the dawn of that, so it was still, Although, I guess it's just an anime trope in general to just, shove everything down your throat, you know? And just be like, hey, remember when this happened? Let me have a cool flashback to this. Why am I thinking of that right now? You know?
That reminds me of when this happened earlier in the show.
Oh, this is informing this other thing that's going on.
Why did you want me to watch this? What do you
because
like about the show?
It's good, Lawrence. It's a good show. And you're a racist and you have a bias against animation. So I knew you never watch it on your own.
I do not have a bias against animation.
I'd have to... Have you seen Transformers 1?
No, but I don't care about... I haven't seen any Transformers.
The answers speak for themselves.
Have you?
Yes, I haven't.
Well, there you go.
But I've seen this. All right.
Okay, so have I.
Wow. Likely story.
I tell you what.
I'm not fucking finished. I wanted you to watch this. I'm just taking time to do my little bit, all right?
Oh, okay. All right, sorry.
No, I wanted you to watch this because it's good. People often say, imagine starting anime and watching Attack on Titan. That's the best one. Where do you go from there? And it's true.
Okay.
The other animes I have watched, none of them have lived up to this. Okay?
Oh,
and to be fair, not many. I'm not a big anime guy. I'm not well versed in anime.
You must be a racist.
It's true, yeah. I am not well versed in anime at all. And also, I will say, we watched dubs. Did we? Yes. Yeah, we watched the dubbed version. It was English, basically. We watched the dubbed version, all right? People will fucking yell at us and say, no, subs, fuck off. I don't care, all right? I want to watch it in the language I fucking speak, all right?
Yeah.
I think that's reasonable.
I think that's very reasonable. Also, there's something to be said about this is such a visually intense show that I kind of don't want to be looking at the lower third of the screen. I kind of want to be looking at the whole screen.
And also, you can't read.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that would have been a big issue for me.
Yeah, that's what Lawrence and Leah Michelle have in common. So we watched the dub. And yeah, you've now seen season 1 of Attack on Titan.
I should say I know absolutely nothing about. I went in knowing absolutely nothing about the show. I still know nothing about what happens after season 1 of the show.
That is good. That is good so far, anyway.
I am going to rip the Band-Aid off. I had a very good time with this.
Wow, that is information that is brand new to me.
No, we've had some phone calls here and there. Right, you knew I was enjoying it, but in that, to my credit, right, that was only like 5 episodes in. There was a lot of wiggle room for it to go downhill from that point on.
That's true. There was, yeah,
but it didn't. I really liked it.
All right, cool. Well, now list everything you enjoyed about the show.
Okay, well, I've got notes. Do you want me to read them out, all of them?
Sure.
In one fell swoop.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. All right. No, it starts with the pilot. I think the pilot episode is really good because it kind of pulls you in with a big threat straight away, and then it goes, but the world is now relaxed a little bit, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is going to be a bit more of like a reflective, kind of slower piece, and then by the end of the episode, someone's mum just gets chomped in half, right? And it's like, it's fucking. It's intense, and it's easy to forget at the end of the season when you've seen like 100 humans get munched in various scenes.
Yeah.
Right? But like, I can't tell you how much that caught me off guard. Because the big guys look fairly passive at the opening of the show. Like, they're just kind of aimlessly wandering about. They seem a bit mindless. And then all of a sudden...
The Titans?
Yeah, the Titans themselves, yeah.
You can't just say big guys, Lawrence. Come on.
Okay, sorry. I didn't know we were protecting their feelings, Nathan.
No, I mean, it'd be confusing.
Okay. But no, I can't tell you how kind of not out of the blue, but like how shocking it was to just see one of them suddenly is like their mouth contort and the creepiest face ever pulled.
Yeah.
And it just eats someone's mum straight outright. And I was like, oh my lord, I was not expecting this.
Yeah, they do have creepy faces, big mouths, big smiles on them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very creepy.
So that was pretty fucked. But yeah, I don't know. Was there anything you noted about like going back into this? When was the first time you watched all of this?
First time I watched all of this was during my first year of uni, 2015.
Oh shit.
I binge watched the whole thing, and then when I watched it, it was only the first season that was out. Okay, so I watched the first season, and from what I remember, there was a huge gap between season 1 and season 2. Like, it took a while for season 2 to come out. I think so long that I forgot entirely about the show. So to be honest, season 2, 3, and some of 4 came out before I started watching it again. Okay, it wasn't until the pandemic hit, 2020, when I went, hey, I really fucking enjoyed that season 1 of that show I watched. I'm gonna go back and see where we're up to. All right, and then I watched the rest of it. Yeah.
So what, you didn't go back and watch season 1 along with it?
No, I did. Yeah.
Okay.
I binged that again and went through the whole show. Yeah.
I was gonna say that's like 7 years or something.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
It was a while. Yeah. It was good.
I tell you what, there's so much to kind of talk about in this, right?
Name one thing.
Well, stop, I'll get there, all right? Stop it. Stop trying to rush. We've got lots to discuss.
I'm excited.
But there's so much to go on about because it's such a fucking, it's a really dense show.
Very dense.
Yeah, we said there's so much that happens in and it can happen in random episodes. It's not really conforming to any kind of structure, but like the episodes are so densely packed. And for like 20-minute episodes, 25-ish minute episodes.
Each episode is exactly 24 minutes long.
Okay. Really?
Well, like 23:54 or something.
Oh, okay, all right. But they're locked in. That's pretty laser focused.
Yeah.
Okay. But I don't know. It's so dense that I kind of tried to pick out like various bits because we can't talk about everything, and we've got 3 more seasons to talk about, so there'll be a lot of time.
Yeah.
But like the first thing that really kind of captured me in this was like the world in general, like the overall vibe of the show.
Yeah.
Like as a concept, it's so fucking just like grim and bleak.
Yeah.
And like straight away your throat, like the world is fucked. And then by the end of the first episode, it's even more horrendous. And then they move somewhere and they're like, we could potentially start a new life here a little bit. And then like, guess what? Famine time. And it's like, oh my lord.
What is the world for people who might not have watched it?
Well, it's Earth, and it's like
maybe.
Well, yeah. I mean, but like, for intents and purposes, it's Earth.
Yeah, sure.
Like, it's not like any kind of different setting. It keeps popping up with years, but then the years randomly change to Japanese after a while. So I kind of lost track of what year things were supposed to be.
The initial attack, when it starts when they're younger kids, that's 8:45. and then I believe the bulk of the show is in 850.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. But then
that's also, without getting into spoilers, that's specific to them though. That's their calendar.
Oh, I see. Okay. I see. So there could have been, well,
yeah.
I'd imagine there was stuff before.
So to the characters we know, it's 850. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's essentially they're down to either 20% of the population was wiped out, or they're down to the last 20%. Which
20% of the population was wiped out once the Titans managed to break through the wall. Lawrence, explain a wall. What's a wall?
A big old fucking wall. Essentially, old wall. It's exactly what it sounds like. Yeah. It's an enormous wall, and inside of that wall, kind of it's a big wall, and then inside of that wall, there's kind of little walls, and they harbor towns.
The walls are all the same size, really.
Oh, are they? Okay.
Yeah. The walls are all the same size, but they're just like different in terms of height. In terms of length, I guess they are a bit smaller. But there's basically 3 different walls: Wall Mario, Wall Rose, and Wall Cena, and humanity lives behind these walls because there's big titans who will gobble you up and eat you.
Yeah, which is pretty. And they'll just kind of pop up out of nowhere, and they'll just kick down the wall. Should be more effective.
Well, they won't just pop up out of nowhere and kick down. This has never happened before. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
It's quite a big thing that a titan just pops up and kicks it down. Okay. They're not like, oh, another Tuesday. You know.
I can't believe this.
This is quite a big, life-changing, terrible thing that's happened. Okay?
No, but after the initial kick down, it does sort of become every other Tuesday.
It happens once 5 years later. Okay, again, it's not another Tuesday here in fucking this place, you know.
Well, it happened on the same day for me. Right? That's how I'm counting it. Okay. But yeah, I don't know. I think the world in general, man, it's so tangible straight away. That's something you don't often get, I think, in TV shows that especially are this dense, because a lot of it is character and lore.
Yes.
But like around the town, even though it's not even kind of that intricately animated in a lot of stuff, you get the sense that like the people here are having a bad time of it. Like, just the general vibes are very, very low. They're at the mercy of like these titans that could just fucking come and crush them in seconds. I really like that the soldiers at the start of the show, at least, are very out of practice and kind of disillusioned with the idea of what they're even doing.
Yeah.
Like, it just everything about it. Everything about it screams, there's like 10 years before you guys are extinct.
Yeah.
And you can feel that kind of pressure the whole way through.
Yeah. Interesting.
I like this show.
It's good, isn't it?
It's a good little show, yeah.
All right, so first episode starts off, and there's a little boy called Eren, and he's the most intense, angry motherfucker in the world. All right?
What did I text you?
I can't remember, but it was something like, what's wrong with this kid or something?
So I want to beat him up.
Okay, yeah.
And I'm not wrong for thinking that.
But then you text me today, and you said Eren is my goat.
Yeah, right? A lot's happened since then. He might not be my goat anymore.
Okay, a lot has happened.
That was like episode 10 or 11, right? We're sitting on 25 now, and I don't want to give away spoilers, but he might not be my goat.
Boy, you're gonna go on a journey. All right, but so we're introduced to this little boy, and you're immediately like, I want to kill this little boy.
Yeah, because his mum gets killed, so he's understandably very, very upset. But the way he kind of walks into this new environment, which is kind of it's like a one wall deeper, right? Like, is that what the vibe was, or did they go to a separate place?
What are you on about? Where?
When, like, literally pilot onwards, like when they escape the village where his mum gets eaten.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Yeah, so they go, and there's kind of a new kind of lay of the land. Their freedoms have been like largely stripped back, and they're like, right, let's funnel you into some. You're going to work for us, or you're going to die for us. Essentially, is what your life is going to be. And he's just like. He's got a real big chip on his shoulder, and every single person he sees, if they go like, hey, this system kind of blows a little bit, he's like, are you a coward? Are you like, just he's so in their face so relentlessly. And I was a little bit like, I understand that's the intention. You're supposed to, you texted me back saying, look, he's just passionate. And I was passionate. Like, that is exactly right. Yeah.
He's very passionate, all right? He's one determined motherfucker, okay?
Yeah.
Arguably to a fault, All right,
Definitely to a fault, yeah.
and we can explore that as the seasons go on. Okay, but he's intense and he's passionate, and look, and he has good intentions.
Yes, yeah.
He wants to, kill Titans and save humanity, and also his mum was eaten by a Titan, so like
this is why you give him the benefit of the doubt for a while, but then it
Yeah.
cuts to like 4 years later, and he's still fucking just kicking off fits everywhere he goes, and I'm like, bro, chill. Like, other people have presumably lost it. I'd probably, you could do a consensus, and I'd say 90% of these people don't have their mums and dads anymore. Like,
no, I've most of the cadets at that point do.
do they? Okay.
Yeah, because Eren, Mikasa, and Armin are really the only ones that came from Shiganshina, where the attack happened, and like from that like district where like portion of the wall area as well.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So like most of them again at that point
Yes.
are okay. All right.
That's something.
And that's why
don't
there's
get attached.
there's a very big thing like during like the whole like cadet training thing where they're like, oh, these guys have like seen some shit, all right, let's not be as hard on these guys, and everyone and like all the other like cadets were like, whoa, you seen a Titan, whoa, what's it like and shit, because they've never experienced that, they don't know.
You've never seen a Titan, you must be a coward.
Yeah.
I'll kill you.
Shut up.
That's what I'm saying to him. Relax. He does get laid flat out once, which is nice to see. You go, yeah, calm down, mate.
He gets laid flat a few times.
Well, no, but like by his mates, and it's like, just sit in the corner for a second. You need to calm down.
He gets laid by his mates quite a few times.
Oh no, but it's good mates. It's very good mates. His little. I'll tell you what.
Do you
At
mean Mikasa?
first, yeah.
All right.
At first, I was a little bit like, not to bring up something that we don't want to get into, but like, at first it felt very much like, you know how Harry Potter is the dumbest of his three mates
Yeah.
and often gets all of the credit.
Yeah.
There was a part of me at the start that was like, please don't do this. I really don't want to sit by with some just like passive protagonist. But by the end of it, I'm like, oh, I was very wrong about this young man.
No, yeah, he's I'd say I was gonna say I'd say he's the bravest. But like he is, but like in a stupid way, I guess.
Yeah, he's
like,
way too reckless.
brother wants to kill himself, really.
Yeah.
Like Mikasa is like a fucking badass, all right, and she will kill you if you look at Eren wrong. Okay. Armin is a little fucking genius with his little blonde head. All right, he's got a brain for strategy. And then Eren, he's just like, I want to kill Titans.
Titans? I'll jump off this building right now and get
I'll
on
fucking
one.
kill anyone.
Yeah.
What's this? We have a strict fucking military fucking strategic plan? No. I wanna kill that Titan.
But what if I disagree with it because I'm cross? Then what? You bring up Armin, right? I'll say this now.
You tell me you don't like Armin, I'm gonna end this call.
Well, then you have to extend this call because he's my goat now.
Ah, okay. Now Armin's your goat. Okay.
He's my goat. He's the real one. All right.
All right.
He's the boy. I love the stuff with him, especially towards the middle of the season where he comes to like he sees himself as this kind of coward and this burden to his mates because he's by far the meekest in his build. Like he's a small guy.
He's a little boy.
Yeah, and I think that
They're all little boys, but they're all like 15 as well.
yeah, I know, but he looks like the youngest 15.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I like that after a while he kind of comes to understand that like strength can appear in like different ways.
Yeah.
Like it's not just like you don't have to be a reckless idiot and you also don't have to be just like physically restrained but extremely capable. Like you can have he even has this line a bit later on where he doesn't even really measure people by good or bad. He sees them for their values and how they can be valuable in different ways.
Yeah, definitely.
And like yeah, I think he's by far and away maybe the most interesting character.
He's very interesting. I do really like that moment where he is like, where I think it's where we think Eren is dead, and then like he has to tell Mikasa about it, and like he just sees himself as like a fucking burden to these people, and then when she doesn't freak out at him and go mad at him, he's just like, what? He can't compute that. He cannot comprehend why she would care about him and why she would be passionate in that moment, which is It's really sweet. It's very sweet.
It's very sweet. It's one of my favorite scenes in the whole season. The way he goes, he kind of has flashbacks to like how he's been capable this entire time, and he goes, "That's how you see me," and I'm like, he gets it, my boy. Because he's not the greatest at like doing his little whipping. By the way, coolest mode of transport ever.
So cool, isn't it? When
so
like. Those just fucking shots of them just like flying through the city and like fucking. I'll tell you what, in season 3, I think it is, there's like a fucking chase sequence on that ODM gear, and it's just one of the best things ever.
Really?
It's so fun and so cool. I'm very excited to watch it again. But
it is sick, right? The way they're kind of whipping about. I love their whole gear setup.
Yeah,
like I love the kind of detachable blades and their spares on each side. There's like 6.
Yeah.
Or there's like 3 on each side. Then the wires which they can use to like, they can do the Empire Strikes Back wrap around the leg situation, or more accurately, a Titan will see it and just use it to throw you into a tree.
Yeah. Well, not all Titans, only smart ones. All right.
Your smart ones, yeah. But there's more of them than you'd think.
Boy.
But yeah, I don't know. Character-wise, I think Armin is maybe. Well, no, I think he is my favorite. He's definitely the character I'm the most interested to watch the journey of.
Okay.
He's not the one that gets the most like plot stuff.
Yeah.
Definitely, and I think I felt his absence towards like, if I was to split this up into quarters, I felt it in like 3 out of 4. Like, as in like the 3rd quarter of the show.
Yeah.
And then he kind of comes back into play again in the end, which I was very happy about. Who's your favorite character?
Oh. It's difficult to say, really.
Try and keep it to the context of just season 1.
Yeah, I know, and that's why it's difficult to say, really, because I have the context of the other seasons. Okay. She doesn't have much to do in season 1, but I really like Sasha, who is the potato girl.
Yeah.
I really like Sasha. I like Connie as well. I like John for the kind of arc and growth that he has a character. You know, he starts out as like just wanting to join the military police so he can have just a bit of a cushy life. You know, he just wants to, you know, fucking wake up at 11 and patrol the city for an hour and then go back to bed and play cards or whatever and get paid to do so, you know, a bit of a cushy life. And then he ends up fucking joining the most difficult, most notorious, most fucking high body count regiment there is because of his friends and all that sort of stuff. So I like John because of those reasons.
He says something towards the end where he's like, why the fuck? Like, oh no, to be fair, it's a victorious moment for him. Like, he looks at a bunch of like, what they call the police, the something police?
Military police.
That's it, yeah. He looks at all the military police and he's like, I cannot believe I would have like given my arm to join these bunch of fucking useless assholes.
Looking at them in disgust, like cowards. Yeah.
Your job's worth fucking knobs. Fuck off.
That's a good moment. I have some characters who I fucking love, okay? But I can't, and you've met them, but I can't
don't tell me. I don't want to know if they're prominent later on. Yeah,
I can't go into the reasons why because of spoilers, but there's there's someone I was a little bit let down. Let down is the wrong word. I thought when we met the character, they'd have more to do than be this kind of bleeding heart of the group. I really keep forgetting her name. The main girl that's like grew up with Eren. Mikasa.
Yes. Yeah.
You forget it because you're racist.
No.
She's the only actual Asian character in the show, Lauren.
That's not fair. You can't do that. But I don't know. I felt her role. You can definitely see that there's potential for growth there, but at least where season 1 kind of takes her, it felt a little bit like she was just kind of the group's bodyguard and emotional support person. Like,
is that a bad thing?
No, not at all. But I was like, every time she did something fucking cool, like the moment where the stupid idiots are like blocking the evacuation point for the civilians, and she like Spider-Man's in and fucking just obliterates one of those Titans, and then walks over and then is like, I'm gonna fucking kill you now as well, to the guy that was being selfish.
Very cool moment.
Very cool moment. And I was like, God, I wish we had a bit more of that in the season. I thought like that was amazing, and that was still fairly like early on in the season. So I was like, we're gonna get loads more of this, and then we didn't get as much as I would have hoped for.
All right.
I know this is tough because I don't know what's next. I'm sure she gets her time in the sun. I'm sure of it.
Maybe.
Okay, there was a moment where I thought the show kind of pulled the rug out from under me when it tries to pretend it's killed Eren really early.
Let's talk about this. All right.
Yeah.
So Eren, he gets gobbled up by a Titan. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
Not
initially, Armin is like in the mouth of the beast. Like Santa Claus the Titan is like, I'm gonna eat you. And
Great beard on him, by the way.
Great beard on that fucking Titan. He's got Armin in his mouth, and then Eren, like fucking, he has his big anime flashback, and he's like, no, I'm not gonna let this happen, or whatever.
Yeah.
And he takes his place, or whatever, and then he gets eaten. Huge moment. What's going through your mind there?
I'm thinking, but keep in mind, all the trappings of anime are new to me.
Yes.
Right, all the kind of, I don't know what kind of narrative stunts that they typically pull. I know there's kind of an established way of the visual style that plays out in a lot of anime. So I was like, maybe this is kind of...
there's lots of...
Yeah, I know there's a... Oh my god, everyone reacts to everything. Someone will drop a spoon and they'll be like, spoon.
And like the background turns into like big whooshing colours. And
Yeah.
the hair's blowing in the wind. Like, oh!
We got to get to the style of this show. I really want to talk about it.
Just it's not unique to this show though. Just as long as you know that.
I know. Yeah.
Anime in general, but yeah.
And I've got notes of that essentially are the pros and cons of this format for me.
All right, great. Get ready for Lawrence's racist notes.
No, that's not fair. No, but what I thought about this moment, right? This specific moment where the show tries to convince me that Eren is dead. Tries to convince me is strong. I thought, bro's gone.
Yeah.
Bro's wiped off, because I thought to myself at this point, the show has been showing me that this world has consequences. This is an extremely grounded and harsh and unforgiving environment.
Yeah.
And every 5 minutes, this guy is like, I'm gonna just run into battle.
Yeah.
I was like, bro's gonna die.
Yeah.
And then bro does die, and I thought, that's nice. He goes out like a hero. And then it very quickly started like transitioning to put more focus on other characters, because it's a good long while before he comes back onto screen again.
Yeah.
Like, and maybe not long in the season, but like it's 3 or 4 episodes, I think.
Yeah.
So by the like 3rd episode that he was gone, I was like, bro's gone. And then I see this big guy show up, and he's got a similar hairdo. And I was a little bit like, that'd be cool. But like, nah, it's a bit silly. I'm being silly.
But at this point, you have no idea of the concept of regular people being Titans, do you?
No.
So what's going through your head there then?
Well, I'm thinking, because the way that this Titan came in and was protective of the humans, the characters that we'd grown to know, and then very quickly kind of was like, I'm one-on-one against these Titans, and it was a shock to everyone else.
Yeah.
So my cogs in my brain are starting to go like, is this like this is a brand new thing for everyone here?
Yeah.
And then I said, like, it sounds ridiculous, but I see that haircut, and I'm like, there's a visual connection there. Obviously, the fight happens. I'm thinking about other things. I'm focused elsewhere, right? And then it ends, and yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And then Eren's here, and I'm like, whoa.
Twist.
Big twist. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that it does. The show's very good at understanding when locations and storylines are getting a little tiresome. I think the show's very good at moving on and being like, oh, you liked all of that stuff? Well, we're building on it now, and we're now in a different place, and we're doing stuff, and here's some new characters.
It is, yes. But it's also, like, very... I don't know, the pacing of it is weird, because, like, it goes back and forth in terms of, like, linear storytelling. Like, like, it's not just, like, from timeline, from minute hour to hour A to hour B, it's kind of all over the place already. Not all over the place, it's going in a linear direction, but it will, like, something will happen and then it'll go, and here's context for how we got here and stuff and all that kind of stuff. And
yes,
it will explain stuff to you. But and it does all that quite well. But then it will have, like, entire episodes that, like, there's an entire episode that is devoted to Eren deciding to being on the team that he's already on,
Yes.
There's a whole episode where the basic premise is Eren needs to trust the guys on his team, and that's how the episode starts, and it ends with him going, I trust you, I'm with you, and like, Great. We had a whole episode for that. And
Yeah.
it's good. Like, I like it. It's a good episode. And it does actually do that well. Because, again, it does the non-linear thing where it goes back and it gives us context for that. And it gives us, like, the backstory of these characters and stuff. But you can't help but notice that, like, that was a whole 24 minutes to pass probably about 30 seconds in real-world time. And for Eren to say, I trust you, you know?
You notice it, but I think it's a con of the show that works to enhance a pro of the show, right? So like it's kind of a necessary evil.
I don't necessarily think it's a con. I just kind of think it's funny.
I mean, it's definitely funny. Yeah, Look, I'd be lying if I said I didn't see some filler here every now and then.
Oh, I wouldn't even say filler personally.
Oh, but like a deviation, I guess, to kind of make a moment go a little bit longer. But like. I think that's good, because otherwise what happens, I think, is you get stuck, especially in these this season is largely like it's set up, a big long battle, some more setup, a big long battle, some setup, a bit of a short battle.
Yeah.
Like you can segment this show quite nicely.
It is segmented. As in it actually is segmented. It's part 1 and part 2.
Oh yeah, they literally kind of split it up for you. But I like that it's I like that you get that deviation in the middle. I like that it like they're in the middle of a fight and then it kind of goes like, what was our childhood like for 20 minutes quickly, and then because when you come back in for the next episode, you're kind of refreshed. You've got a bit more knowledge. You feel the show has kind of given you something to go into this with. To kind of reevaluate what you're looking at. Otherwise, I think it would get a bit stale with like same characters fighting the same things in the same place for like 7 episodes in a row.
That's why I make the joke of like what I said earlier that why am I thinking of that right now? Because you'll hear that line probably like 7 or 8 more times as we go on. Like, it comes up quite a lot. It's one of their favorite go-tos whenever they have a flashback during something. It's quite fun. I enjoy it quite a lot. But yeah, I think as a storytelling like device, and I don't think it's necessarily exclusive to the show. I think it is more just a trope of anime in general. But it works. It's obviously something we're not, you know, as a Western audience, it's not necessarily something we're used to. But it's good. I think it's different from the norm, but enjoyable. Really.
Yeah, I think it kept me on my toes the whole way through.
Yeah, definitely.
I think in a way that I think certain shows, certain animated shows specifically, maybe don't know when to kind of move on from a thing, or they stick with something for a bit too long. I like this. I thought, despite the fact that the pacing is so unconventional, it was very effective, and I was quite surprised at just how effective it was.
Did you like it when Captain Levi beat the fuck out of Eren while he was on trial?
Did, yeah. But then I found out, then it did that thing again where it was like we're gonna plan this and I'm gonna beat you the fuck out in front of everyone.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, maybe you're less cool now. Captain Levi, I want to talk about him.
What a badass twink, first of all.
Yeah, yes, very much so.
Dude is 4 foot tall, all right? Incredible.
You need that kind of nimble vibe, don't you, when you go against these titans? You don't want to be a big hunk of meat to grab.
The Levi tornado, as it were.
Oh, you want to look like a smaller snack as well.
Sure. All right.
No one's picking up him for a good meal, are they? Like,
he won't give him a chance. You seen that guy move?
He's speedy. At one point, I was thinking to myself, and this is maybe the stupidest thought I had the entire watch of this.
Right.
That like, what character would be like? What is the human snack equivalent? If let's say I'm a Titan, and I pick up a chocolate bar.
Yeah.
What character would I pick up if I wanted a chocolate bar size snack?
I mean, humans are all relatively the same size.
Yeah, I know, but there are some that...
There's some variation here and there, but they're all relatively the same size. And also, I think what you also have to consider is Titans vary in size more than the humans.
That's true,
like,
yeah.
Some are like 3 meters. Like, that's just a big dude, you know?
Well, no.
That's just a big guy. And then there's others that are like 50. There's the Colossal, which is a fucking 100 meters tall. He's the biggest cunt of them all.
He is. He's behind you now. You've got a little background screen.
No. I forgot about
out.
that. I forgot about that. I was like, what?
No, I like that though. I like that about them. I tell you what. Can we talk about the design of the Titans themselves?
Yeah, sure.
And like their general vibe, right? Because I think they're incredible.
They are. I think we'd have to give. a lot of that obviously comes from the manga, which is like,
of course, yeah,
and stuff. But yeah.
But I think in terms of like, I can't say I've ever seen an artist's version of this, right? But in terms of an adaptation, they would obviously have to translate this into a movement. They would have to show the visuals of them moving about and getting around and stuff. And I think they find this really great balance between being visually haunting, but also passive enough that you could take it for granted. Like, you can look at I said some of them just look like fucking middle-aged blokes minding their own business.
Yeah.
Right. And then they're kind of just like mindlessly, aimlessly wandering about. And you would think like, maybe I could run past them very quickly. But then you run past them and then they suddenly turn into the scariest fucking thing you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah. Some of them will just like run along and chase you, but then someone do a little crab walk, and there's one that's like on all fours chasing them, like, I'm gonna get you and stuff. And it's terrifying.
This is maybe better for our other podcast, right? But it very much reminded me of big CGI David Tennant in Wild Blue Yonder of Doctor Who.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just like those moments where his jaw hits the floor and his eyes bug out, and I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, it's creepy. It's definitely very creepy. It's the big mouths are very unsettling, really.
They really
and
are.
Also the fact that they're naked. They're all naked. They're all running around naked. They got big bums everywhere, you know.
Yeah, that guy's like, nice ass.
Yeah,
he loves it.
Reiner.
Relax, brother.
Bro's bricked up.
I think the fact that they're humanoid definitely gives them this kind of...
So just one moment, which I really enjoy, makes me laugh every time. I think it's that same episode where he's like, hell of an ass on the abnormal. But there's a moment like where is it Reiner or Jonas lost their horse, and then they're like calling for backup, and then Krista or Historia, which one is it? I think it's Krista, comes in and she's like, hey guys, I got this extra horse, and it's like, she's very sweet, and she's got like that stereotypical anime girl voice, and it's all very cute and stuff, and all three guys are like, whoa, I'm in love with her, oh, my future wife.
Yeah, he does say that as well. Look, they're hardworking boys.
They're hardworking boys, you know.
Any respite they can get from their harsh life.
It's very funny. And also, I think another reason I enjoy this is because it's not as horny as a lot of anime, you see.
I was surprised by the lack of horny, because I'd been led to believe it was very much like the kind of
bouncing, jiggling boobs and all this sort of stuff.
Yes, yeah, the kind of stuff that you see weird people doing unsavory things about.
No, that's very much just like a stereotype of it. It's not that at all. No.
Yeah, which I was
there is some stuff like that. Yeah, sure, but no, not this anyway.
I'm very thankful for that.
The most jiggling boobs you see are on the female Titan.
Yeah,
when she's jiggling,
and I was loving it.
Bro was bricked up.
I said, "Look at the boobs on that." But yeah, no, I did. Just last thing I'll say about the Titans, I think the way that they, at first I might be wrong in this. I thought they slightly. There are some sequences where when they're running, not all of the time, but when there's like a singular shot focused on them running, it feels like the frame rate is slightly altered. Like, it feels like a jarring visual difference, but in a great unsettling way.
I don't think it is.
It probably isn't, but well, then it's a testament to the animation that it's able to kind of it does something that makes me go, whoa, well, that seems weird. The one specifically was actually the one that gets fucking taken down at the bit where they're, the bit where that guy has blocked the evacuation with his car. Right? Yeah. The way that Titan just comes spiraling round the corner and its arms and legs are flailing about.
Yeah.
I was like, ugh, that is awful to see.
Yeah. There's one really horrifying moment as well. It's when it's after the actual battle, after the battle for Trost, and they're like, you see like the dead, and they're cleaning up the city and all this sort of stuff, and then they come across just like a pile of Titan vomit, and you can see like the fucking half-eaten bodies and the limbs and stuff all in there, and that's when you find out that Titans don't actually have a digestive system. They don't do this to eat and survive. They're not feeding on these people. They're doing it purely for the love of the game, which makes them even more fucking creepy and horrifying.
It makes them horrendous. That's again probably one of my, like, well, maybe not my favorite scene, but it's something that definitely got a reaction out of me when they're learning. They're in their kind of rookie camp still, right? And they're learning about the Titans and kind of what they know about them, what little they know about them at that point. And they're saying, little. Like, make no mistake, they do not need to eat you. They want to eat you.
Yeah, yeah.
And just that line, that's obviously a massive paraphrase, but like the way that line is delivered and the reaction from everyone's face, like, it's a testament to the voice acting and also a testament to the animation. But like, you just feel you could fucking hear a penny drop in that room. Like, the way that all the recruits, who are quite boisterous most of the time, they just go completely silent. Like, that is a horrendous thing to think about.
Horrifying. Yeah.
And it also makes like all of the lives that have been lost up until this point, like, it's so worthless. Like, yeah, they're a great villain, and I think a real like triumph of the story in general. Like, the fact that they're also something that I thought would bug me a little bit about them, but actually I found it a strength towards the end, was that there seems to be a disparity between how easy they are to kill. Because sometimes they go down like a sack of potatoes with one hit. And other times, I know they have that weak spot, but other times, like, you can hit the weak spot and they're just like, nah, miss me. Like...
Well, it depends, really. Because they can't survive a hit from the weak spot. If you hit the weak spot, they're done, all right? And there's a reason for that. There's a very specific reason, which you don't know yet, but we'll get to it.
Ooh, I like it.
But, yeah. But then there are... Yeah, there's some like the female Titan, which but there's specific reasons for that. They're like the female Titan and the other ones, they're not the same. They're not the same. Like,
they're different kind of things.
They're different. But yeah, like anyone who is like a smart Titan, we'll just call smart Titans, like they're like Eren, like the female Titan, like the Colossal, like the Armored. They're, not just the run-of-the-mill Titans.
There's a whole different thing. Well, I mean, visually you can tell. Yeah. Their designs all look pretty fucking amazing as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Like the one that you've got behind you, the Colossal. Just the fact that he's just kind of like muscle and
no skin.
Flesh.
Yeah,
just creepy as fuck.
He's got that big red bum.
Yeah, big red bum like a baboon.
Big red bum on him. Yeah. Like a baboon. Yeah.
Like a baboon. What else do you want to... Like, I've got some notes and stuff, but I kind of want to hear about, like, what you want to talk about, really.
Well, I want to know your thoughts on when the female Titan came in. Did you have any thoughts and theories? Because I really like the moment with the female Titan where, like, they like, think they've, like, fucking got her, They think they've got her in their midst, and then she does that big cry and all the other Titans come and eat her. And then it's just her in like her regular human form, it's just killing them, just slicing them through in her disguise and stuff. That's always a very cool moment. I want to hear your thoughts on all that sort of stuff.
It's a great antagonist because straight away there's an inherent mystery. Like as soon as fucking Armin sees that like she's got enough intelligence to be pulling his hood down and like looking and like assessing some stuff, he can obviously ascertain immediately like, oh, there's a human in there. Something's fucked up here.
It's intelligent.
And, yeah, exactly. And it's I think it's great and effective because there's a mystery already. There's straight up a mystery just built into it immediately.
Did you have any thoughts on the mystery?
There was part of me, and this is a ludicrous reach. Okay, right? But I thought, because I'm working with the information that Eren's Titan powers came about after being chomped out. Right, and he kind of like busted out of the body of a Titan. I, for some reason, thought it would be his mum, Eren's mum, that got in the first episode. Yeah.
Okay.
I was woefully wrong.
Okay. That's not necessarily how Eren's powers came about. Okay.
Oh no, I got that now because obviously the flashback with his dad and stuff. But
yeah, there's a lot more to it. Yeah.
But there was a part of me that thought like, oh, that was like visually what happened over here. Maybe the same could be said there. And then I thought, as soon as it was revealed, I was like, obviously not. We've seen a million of these cunts get eaten. It's literally the way that Titans kill people. I was like, that's probably not true.
I had an equally ridiculous theory first time I watched it. because she pulled Armin's hood down, and because she looked at him and didn't kill him, and because she had like similar blonde hair, I was like, it's Armin's mum.
We really wanted it to be someone's mum.
I know, that was so stupid.
The Titan MILF.
That was so stupid. When you find out who it is, though, it's like, oh, obviously, it looks just fucking like her, you know?
Yeah, but I think that the show's quite clever with that, though, because you've had enough narrative distance from Annie.
It's true, yeah. You haven't seen her for a few episodes, and even when you have, she's never been like a huge main character in the show, has she? She's
just there.
She's just sort of there in the background and stuff.
Yeah, like even when it gets revealed to the main characters, like who it is, and they're having a bit of a round table about it.
Yeah,
like, they're like. Annie from the training Annie, and I'm like, thank you, episode. I was lost for a minute as well.
Yeah,
but the scene, right, and this is again one of the reasons I think this kind of flashback extra context storytelling works in its favor. Like the scene where Armin comes in and is essentially like, hey, help us do this thing, please. And she's like, fuck no, I'm not about to do that. Anyway, she does. And then it's kind of revealed that stuff starts to feel off in this plan that is technically going well.
Feels eerie.
It does. And the way that Annie kind of starts, she goes, I'm not going down in there. I'm scared. I don't want to go down there. And
sure, like, they want to go down in some tunnels, basically.
Yeah, and obviously the reason for that is if she tries to transform, it's going to trap her, essentially. Or at least slow her quite down. But the way that she's being a bit sketchy, she's like, I'm not going down there. But then something really brilliant happens in that you start to think, oh, they've got her here. Like, she's in a trap.
Yeah.
But then the fact that she starts laughing and then she says, it's remarkably quiet around here all of a sudden, because obviously they've told and warned people to get out of the way. And all of that stuff is so creepy. And
Very
I love
creepy.
it. Yeah.
Very good.
What is this is something maybe I missed as well, because I think it's definitely given to us, at least I thought, but I'm having a little bit of trouble with the motivations of Annie. What does Annie why?
I can't tell you.
Oh, okay, so that I'm not meant to know that.
No, you're not meant to. No. Like, there's a lot going on there, okay? You don't worry. It'll take you a while to find out as well.
Oh, brilliant. Okay, good. But yeah, no, I as an antagonist, really effective. I like that Eren has this kind of need to not kill.
Yeah.
Despite his kind of titan within him being like, I'm gonna kill everyone.
It's like, yeah, there's very much because they know it's her. They know, they've pretty much worked out, and they're 99% sure that it's Annie, because they've put all the clues together. It all makes sense. They fucking got her. And then even so, he's still like, come on, we can all just go. It's not you. We can all just fucking walk away from this now. He's practically begging that to be the case, really.
Yeah.
Which is quite admirable and also foolish in a way. Like, he really wants to see the best in people. He really doesn't want the people that he grew up with and trained with and stuff to fucking betray him, basically.
Yeah. I love that about his character. There is so little room for, and you get this from when he's a little boy in the pilot episode as well. There's no room for nuance. It's black or white for him throughout pretty much the whole season. And the way that because he essentially, it's that was it the Anakin Skywalker, if you are not with me, then you are my enemy.
Yeah.
It's that vibe for him throughout. There's no room for kind of any wiggle whatsoever. But I do like that he, almost to a fault, like you say, he's very insistent. You can stop this. Past transgressions be damned. We can end this now. And she's like, no. So it's got to be black or white for him, which I thought was quite good.
Yeah. It's a good show, man.
It's a very good show. I'll say something about Eren that I was a little bit I think this is going to come later, so I can't even call it a criticism, because I don't think it'd be fair. Because I can tell that the show is keen to get into it, but I think maybe there wasn't time in this season. I wanted a little bit more exploration of the tools of my enemy aspect of the Titan stuff, because he's so aggressively against the Titans as a people. But the only way that the human race is able to kind of gain any standing against them is by literally forcing Eren to turn into a Titan to beat some of them up. And I don't know, for me, it felt, you can tell he is hesitant at first, but that exploration kind of dies out a little bit. And I think his friends, and definitely the soldiers around him, they're very hesitant. But then that exploration kind of drops a little bit. And I thought, just because of how intense his hatred is, I would have liked to have seen that play into, like, he's disgusted in himself a little bit more.
What, that he's a Titan?
Yeah, that, like, he's got this ability within him, and, like, I would feel, I understand it's maybe it's a moot point, maybe because he's so angry against other Titans that he doesn't care about inflicting that damage to them through any means necessary. But it felt to me maybe a missed narrative point where, like, he despises them, so being one suddenly would make him feel a certain type of way, right? Am I too early?
A little.
Okay.
But a little. But also, like, he's not a Titan.
I understand it's not the point of it.
It's not the same. His Titan form and the other Titans, they are not. They are. He is a Titan, but it's different. Okay, it's different.
No dicks.
No dicks. Yeah.
Several points, by the way. My wife was just kind of passively in the room while I was watching this, and there was, like, a couple of, like, the less than flattering body typed Titans, right, that would approach, right, just completely, like, I'd say bollock naked, but there's a distinct lack of bollock.
Yeah.
But, like, and she was kind of, looks like you coming out of the shower, and I was like, I'll leave it out. Leave this out, please.
Brutal. What did you think of the music?
Couple of things right on this, right? The first theme song,
yes,
so much better than the second one.
Agreed, yes.
Second one, it's not weak, but comparatively,
it's not as good as the first one.
No. Yeah, it's not. It doesn't capture that same, like, fuck yeah, in we go kind of thing.
Yeah, that's true.
Music in this, loved the original. There's one piece of music they use quite a lot for devastating moments.
Is it the oh hardy hit oh hardy hit oh oh hardy?
I like this crew version. They should put that version in for the English dub.
They should, yeah.
But yeah, no, I like that. And this is a good way into a bit of the anime.
I
discussion.
really enjoy the Let's Fucking Go theme, which is like a ba 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 nah, and then like this.
Oh, this is cool.
It took me way too long to find that.
I may have to cut that down, but we fully just jammed out for a good 30 seconds there.
So the music.
So the stuff, the score for this, like the underlaying stuff, the music that really kind of kicks it into gear a lot of the time, right? I found very effective. I found quite beautiful in places, and I think even when it was quite a difficult tone they had to balance, because there's a brutality to this, like to quite a lot of this, and I think that they did a really good job of never losing sight of, like, human lives are being lost, which is very hard to do in a show as fast moving as this is at points, and also very hard to do in animation, I think, a lot. Like, you lose sight of certain characters, especially when you're focused on lore and other characters immediately after, but there is a nice quality to this that the music always underlines and makes a punchy moment out of a character's death, which is quite great.
Yeah. Music is so beautiful in this. I also like the now and again it just like drops into this like J-pop song, like this J-rock song.
Right. This is something I wanted to talk about, and this goes into my pros and cons list for anime in general. Right. I wrote down, there's random moments where, like, a pop rock song kind of just starts, and it feels. Maybe this is my very specific experience of the internet that is bringing this up for me. But it feels to kind of immediately divert the scene into something that I would find on YouTube as like a quick scoping fucking Call of Duty compilation of best trick shots. There's something about this vibe of music, this pop rock.
I can't relate to that experience at all, unfortunately. I don't think I've ever watched one of those in my life.
That's very fair. Look, a formative experience for me when I was a young boy.
Okay.
But like, I don't know, there's something about it. Look, I'm not saying it's not effective, but it always... I always noticed it, where I think the other music made a bigger impact in a more subtle way.
Do you think that's probably because the type of people who would make a no-scoping compilation probably watch a lot of anime?
Almost certainly, yeah.
All right.
I mean, look, there's a Venn diagram there. Absolutely there is.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I don't know. For me, that was one of my... I don't even want to call it a con. I'm going to create my own Venn diagram in the pros and cons of anime list. This is something I'm indifferent to, but I definitely noticed it. And at points, I was a bit like, I don't know if that quite fits the tone.
It does. It always fits. It's great.
Okay.
It's about the vibes, Lawrence. It's good vibes.
I prefer the vibes when they're a bit more like underlaying, you know, a bit nice, a bit supportive, rather than like, this is a music video now.
It's great. It's cool, man. It's cool.
I'm not saying it's not cool. It is cool.
It's very cool. You're wrong about it all.
All right, sorry.
And also like the theme, like the main themes, like they're like J-rock stuff. I don't know what it's actually called, but they're good.
J-rock. I've never heard this expression in my life.
You know?
No.
Pretty sure it's the thing.
I've heard of K-pop.
Yeah, it's just the same sort of principle.
I can understand, yeah, how you would make that leap, yeah.
J-pop is a thing. I know that. That's why I assume J-rock is a thing.
I would, yeah, you can. I can see how you make that leap too. Why not? Let's coin this phrase right here, right now.
I think it's already a phrase. I don't think
Nathan invented J-rock.
I'm not saying that at all. All right. I don't want to be the next Elvis.
Blood's appropriating. All right. Do you want to indulge me while I talk about anime for a bit?
No.
That's very fair.
I will in a sec. I will say, most people will say that the theme song for season 2 is the best. Okay.
Okay.
That's what most people say. It's called Sasageo. Okay. And I like Sasageo. Okay. It's a good theme. It's a good song. It's a banger. Okay.
Okay.
Personally, my favorite is still to come after season 2, though. So.
Okay. You should have saved this sizzle a bit later down the line.
Well, season 2 is also shorter as well.
Okay, that's probably going to help me out. Yeah.
It's like half the length of season 1.
Okay. Well, and the episodes are still the same length.
Episodes are still the same length, yeah. But because there's only one part to season 2, yeah. Like there's season 2. All the seasons have 2 parts to them. Part 1 and part 2. But season 2 is just one part to it. So. Okay.
All right. I think that'll be nice. I've got a busier work week coming up, so that'll be a bit helpful for me.
All right. Good.
Right. Please indulge me talking about something I know loads about, which is anime.
Okay, sure.
Okay, because I know so much. I really am warmed. Consider me a weeb, you could say, right?
Okay. Lauren's son.
Thank you. Look, at first, and I'm not without my complaints here and there. Which may be unfair to call complaints. It's just the trappings of the style.
Blood's got a Crunchyroll account.
I do. Look at me go.
Blood's booking a trip to Japan as we speak.
Don't act like you once weren't, all right? I'm not having this.
I want to go to Japan, but not in like a weird way. I always have to stress that. I don't want to be weird about it, all right? I just want to go to Japan.
What's being weird about it?
Yeah, it's just weird. There's a very specific thing about white guys going to Japan and being weird about it, all right?
Making it the vibe, making it their whole thing.
Yeah.
Coming back with a phone that we're not going to have here for like 4 more years or something.
Not anything like that. Just weird like anime guys going to Japan and being like, I'm going to find my Japanese wife and all this sort of stuff. Like,
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I just want to go to Japan because I think it looks cool. I don't want to be weird about it, all right?
I love this. Definitely has some trappings of anime, obviously, but I like the intensity of dramatic moments. I think is really fucking effective in this. There's one specific moment. Eren says something to the effect of like, why he wanted to always explore outside of the wall, not because of it was careless or anything, but because it was his birthright. And the way he kind of screams that, and the big fire, essentially, it doesn't make a fucking single lick of sense, but the visual flair of like the intensity of that moment.
Yeah, that's what I enjoy about it. It's not like a literal depiction. It's very much more about the vibes and the intensity of it. Like, there's that scene where fucking like a 9-year-old Eren like stabs those guys to death. Fucking insane. Get that kid to therapy straight away. But
by the way, that's another one of those moments that's like context we find out later. So like revisiting the start of the season where he's like, "La-di-da, I'm the most innocent little boy."
Yeah. And he's already got like a fucking body count.
Exactly.
Like that scene, and like we see there's a moment where like Mikasa locks the fuck in so hard that she literally cracks the ground she stood on and fucking splinters the knife that she's holding because she's locked in so hard. Like, of course, it's not literal, and that's not exactly what happened. It's just more about the sense of like getting the vibes across and showing you. They're getting a sense of like, and it's exaggerated in a way, but storytelling is exaggerated. Really,
that's what I like. They take visual creative liberties that like you can't get away with this in any other art form other than animation, obviously. Well, you can, but people will look at it and go, "That's absurd." Whereas this kind of earns the right to do it. There's loads of moments.
It's also why a lot of live action adaptations of anime just don't work. Because they can't match that intensity, and when they don't, it feels slow and sluggish, and it just doesn't match up at all. Because there's the fucking scenes from, I think the Netflix adaptation actually managed to do it well, but from the Avatar, The Last Airbender, the M. Night Shyamalan movie, like those like fight scenes in that are fucking, and also that's not technically anime because it's American made, but whatever. But like those like fight scenes in that, they just feel so slow and just really like fucking, they don't match the intensity and the vibe of the show at all. Really,
because the show, I think anime as a vibe is quite the visual style at least is quite a lot about making a mountain out of a molehill.
Very much so, yeah.
Small interpersonal conflicts suddenly become this grandiose scale of enormous proportion.
Very much.
And you kind of, you everyone around them is kind of shifted by it. Like, there's loads of moments in that, like, kind of, like, the foot cracking into the floorboards, that's a great example. One that is maybe less intense, but I was still quite stylized, that I really appreciated, was this incredible scene where Armin is doing a lot of... It's right after the Eren has essentially everyone found out that he's a secret little Titan boy.
He's a Titan boy.
He's a Titan boy. And Armin has this moment where he has to essentially negotiate for Eren's life.
Oh, when he advocates his strategic value or whatever he's saying.
Yeah. Which I wrote it down in my notes as the thinking while talking scene. And it's so visually dynamic and cool and engaging because he says something and then it kind of, the camera tilts it round and there's a different complete lighting cue change. And he's reacting to what he just said, but you can hear him still talking. You can hear in the background him still talking, and he's going like, "I don't even know if I really believe this." And and then it kind of cuts back to him talking, and then he's going like, "What am I saying?" And then he says something, and he goes, "That's the key. I'll latch onto that." And I'm like, God, you can't get this anywhere else. Like, this is so purposeful and intense, and like I've never felt more inside a character's head than this art form has opened that door. Like, it's made me go like, fuck, that's a really interesting thing that loads of other animation studios should be playing around with.
Yeah. Would you say you had some like preconceived notions of what anime was and it just didn't really match up to that at all? And it's like,
yeah, I think so.
You was like, I think this is going to be gross and Japanese.
No, fuck's sake. Right. Obviously not that, but yes, I did have like preconceived notions of what to expect. We talked earlier about the the jiggly boobs,
jiggling boobs and everything. Yeah.
And like I was expecting a bit more of that, and I was expecting.
You think he's some kind of pervert? Like, Lawrence, watch my jiggling boob show. Okay, is that what you've been thinking for these past few years?
No. I knew that Attack on Titan was supposed to be very near and dear to a lot of people, and I knew that it was held in a high regard as like one of the art form's best. But yeah, no, I definitely there was preconceived bias that was definitely there, and I think some expectations were met. I was expecting a lot of voice acting that was, let's say, not exactly lacking in subtlety, like was not subtle at all, I should say. Like there are scenes where like someone would drop a fork or something, and suddenly there'd be speed lines on the screen. The camera would crash zoom into that fork, and someone would be like, "Why did you drop that fork?" And I'm like, "Fuck me."
Yeah, that's true.
But no, I think for the most part, I think I was on board with it. I think there was moments where obviously nothing dramatic, like I just talked about with a fork, right? Sometimes when they punchy emphasize these mundane moments, I was a little bit like, fuck, okay, relax a minute.
Yeah.
This is just a scene of two people talking, and suddenly it's the like one guy is talking and then he bites his own lip because he's like an idiot trying to have a conversation on a sprinting horse.
Yeah.
And he bites his lip, and the way the camera just zooms in to be like you'd think you're looking at someone hacking away with a cleaver with some meat. I'm like, what the hell was that?
It's about showing you the intensity. Bit is like hard, all right? And also it's funny to do that as well.
It is funny, and it happens twice to him as well.
Yeah, it does happen to him. What I like about that guy is, I don't know if you noticed it, but like he wants to be Captain Levi so bad, to the point where he's dressing like him.
Is he dressing? I didn't notice that.
He's dressing because Captain Levi, he wears that gay little scarf thing. He's got that little scarf that pops out of his shirt, and that other dude, he wears one as well. His hair is even like modelled after Captain Levi as well.
He's got the shaved sides. I noticed. Yeah.
Which is quite funny. Yeah.
I did.
Anyway, rest in peace. Rest in peace to all of Levi's squad. That was quite brutal.
This was one of the right because Levi. We were going to speak about it a little bit earlier, but we got sidetracked with. There's a lot to talk about in this.
Got sidetracked by twinks.
Indeed. I like Levi. I think he's definitely going to grow on me, but he's introduced as such a cool character.
Yeah.
But the novelty of his coolness and I think a bit of his intrigue dropped off a bit towards the end.
Okay.
Like, one of the scenes that really won me over, because I don't agree with necessarily everything he does in the show, but I can't argue that it's very interesting that like he's got a great relationship with these people. His squad idolize him, and his squad is known as the Levi Squad.
Yeah.
It's pretty clear that he's quite influential on these people's lives, and they care about him a great deal. Even to the point where they never kind of show a crack in their nerve, even when he's just he goes 10th Doctor non-verbal style at one point, and they're like, "Sir, please!"
Yeah,
and he's like just not giving away anything on his face, and like that doesn't even shake their nerve. They're still in steadfast resolve of let's follow this guy's command and wait for his word because we trust him. And then they die, and then he's like, they're carrying their bodies back, and he's like, dump the dead weight. And I'm like, fuck, all right, shit.
But yes, but like, there's two things going on there. He is maintaining an image. He is maintaining an image to the rest of the scouts, and also he does have a moment with the bodies though as well.
He does.
Yeah, he's not actually like that, and also like that is also a strategy. To be like that as well.
Oh, to speed up the wagon. Yeah.
I don't think there's any part of him that actually wants to do that. But.
No. But I'm saying like I think the fact that he can make that call for me, it gained a little bit more of an intrigue back for me because he was great and cool. Then he felt a bit one note for a while, and then towards the end, I was like, fuck, this guy's, and he's not the hero of the day. He's largely uninvolved in the final battle and.
That's why I think that I feel the same thing about Commander Irvin as well. And I feel like he's very much like that. Like he's very like he'll make decisions which to a lot of people are like people not in the scouts and stuff are quite unpopular. And like they even say like, fucking look around, was all this worth like what happened? And he's like, absolutely yes, because it's getting us closer to, and it's quite brutal in the sense that while that's going on, it's showing you like a 4-year-old girl surrounded by dead bodies walking through the streets just as she's about to die, and it's like, is this really worth it? And he's like, yes, because it's getting us closer to the goal of fucking freedom and living life beyond these walls and that sort of stuff. He's so fucking locked into his beliefs, and he stands by them no matter what, which like, whether or not you agree to them, that's a conversation to be had, but it's admirable, really.
It takes a caliber of character to wholeheartedly, with your whole chest, back something that most rational people would look at and go, this is not worth this.
Yeah, and people are comfortable within the walls and stuff. They're like, it's fine, you know, like, especially like in the center where it's cushy and they've got more money and stuff, and like there's less people, so they don't need as many like fucking there's more resources to go around for the few that there are there. Like, you know, we're not out in the fucking in the districts. We're not struggling like those guys, so it's fine. Let's stay here in the walls. You know,
that's another component of this I liked. Right, the like kind of each layer of behind each an individual wall, like you can feel the class disparity.
Like the further out you are, it's the more lower working class there are, and then the closer in, it's all the hoity-toity, Richie Rich Lawrence types.
Oh, for fuck's sake. You mean the cool guys, you mean?
No, I don't.
Okay. Ultimately, like, a great world, great vibe, and great, like, tone of this kind of environment that they're in. I like there's this great scene where they've all just been wiped the fuck out. And Eren is, like, borderline dead, kind of still in a wagon, right? And they're like, there's our tax dollars hard at work. Look at those losers. And I'm like, oh, you suck. You guys suck so hard.
Exactly. Yeah, it's good. Did you like Hanji?
Which, remind me.
She is she's the scout who was very intense about Titans.
Oh, entirely too intense. Yeah.
Yeah.
I tell you what, I liked that we can always pick up on a mad scientist vibe because they always have a glint in their glasses.
They do, yeah.
So there's always a bit where shing, and they get excited. As a character, yes. As a human being, fuck no.
She's great. You'll love her. Her.
She's very intriguing, very full on. At times, you start to wonder, like, there's when some people clearly go into law enforcement because they want an excuse for their brutality.
Oh yeah.
She gives me those vibes.
No, she's not like that at all.
Do you not think?
No.
Maybe I misread some stuff, but yeah, for me it felt a little bit like there was a bit of like inflicting pain. She felt bad, and I there's a great moment where she says like, why are you crying while torturing them? And she's like, how can you not cry while having to do this? But then there's other moments where you're a little bit like, you seem real chipper about this.
She's just excited about like learning more about them, really.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I definitely misread some stuff there then.
You misread some stuff. You need to work on that.
Okay, sorry. I'll get better by next week, I promise. Anything else you want to talk about?
Oh, brutal. I don't know. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
No, but I've got some little things, and we can do, obviously, some Discord messages and stuff.
Yeah, sure.
All right, have you got little things? Are we going to go back and forth?
No, I don't, but if I think of any, I'll stop you.
Okay. There's a great scene. We actually, spoiler alert, we've already had this conversation very briefly on the phone, where the king, is it a king?
Is he king?
Yeah. The king gets roasted about his chess skills.
Oh, I don't think that's the king, though. Was that the king?
He seems very high up and mighty.
Yeah, he might have been like an advisor to the king or something. I can't remember if that was the king or not.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, this big posho guy that seems to be comfortable throwing his weight around and commanding and stuff.
Yeah.
Gets roasted about his chess skills. He's like, how are you going to go and...
I don't think that is the king. That's not the king.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah. But he goes, what's one man going to go and do and stop these titans? And then like his like little ward or whatever is like, respectfully, I don't think he's going to hold back with the titans like he does when you're shit at chess, bitch.
Burn.
I really enjoyed that. That was a good one.
That was good stuff. Yeah.
Another little thing I have. Well, it's actually the last little thing I have because I'm realizing the other two I've already said in other points. There's a the second to last episode or the last episode. I can't quite remember. They tend to blur into one when you're binging in this kind of magnitude. There's a really funny shot that I thought might become relevant because it's so intentionally purposeful.
Okay.
And I thought maybe something's going to come up with that, and then nope. Turns out it's just a cool, chill thing that happens.
What was
it? It's in the middle of fucking Erin's Titan versus Annie's Titan. They're beefing.
Yeah.
And it just cuts to this chilled cat having a little chill, and then it cuts away, and I was like, "What the fuck was that for?"
There's a little chill cat.
I like him. I like that he's unfazed by this.
Yeah.
But I was like, weird that they showed me a cat in this very visually intense and purposeful show.
Yeah.
And then I was like, maybe that cat's going to be like, I'm not saying it being like the cat is a Titan or something, right? But I'm like, I was thinking this will come into play maybe in some sort of way. And then it's just never brought up again.
Sometimes you just got to put a nice shot of a cat.
It's so random.
It's a cat. I think it was more just to establish like the peaceful vibe of the area before they fucked it up. Really.
Okay, yeah, that probably does make sense, yeah.
Yeah.
But it just caught me off guard. It was quite funny.
Okay. What I will say, something I always find very funny is this is like a minor spoiler, I guess, but not really, because like it immediately happens. But like season 2 starts off with like, hey, remember when this like season 2 starts off with like, here, the big cliffhanger of season 1, which just does not happen. Like it adds a cliffhanger to the end of season 1, which like wasn't there, which is very funny. It like retroactively adds a cliffhanger.
There's like a little bit of like, it seems to be very much like they've got Annie locked up and they don't even know the half of what they've got down there.
Yeah, it's like there's, while they're like in the city, just as like Annie's gone into a diamond thing, and like just immediately after the battle there's like something that happens, but like in the actual end of season 1 they like just don't show that, and then it's like 3 weeks later when Eren wakes up or whatever. But yeah, season 2 very much starts with, hey, remember this thing that just didn't happen? So,
I kind of respect that though. Just make it work.
Yeah, like, it's funny.
That's very fun. All right, yeah. Like, what are your general whole thoughts on season 1 after revisiting it?
Good time. What I am really enjoying is because I know the whole story now. I know the scope. There's it's so clear and intentional that they knew the whole story from the beginning. Okay.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, it's so, everything works so well. There's little moments and things that you can pick up on, and with later revelations that all just make it all the more juicier, really. So it all works very well, really.
I'd be keen to rewatch this knowing what I know about Annie now, just watching her a little bit closer in some of the behind the like background of scenes and stuff.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So they've it's clear that they've planned out, not in the Ted Lasso way where they just said they planned it out, and it's very evident that they didn't in fact plan it out.
Yeah, exactly.
But in a way that actually works. Oh, that's cool. I'm really glad to have enjoyed this, because I can imagine this being quite a slog if I wasn't on board. Me too. I'm very excited for weeks to come. Anyway, I'm going to read out some Discord stuff, if that's all right with
Discord stuff? Yes.
Indeed, yeah.
This is another happy thought, maybe. I don't know.
We haven't. It's not really a segment. We're just doing it. That's just something that we do. Carney was wrong about Cold War. Otherwise known as just Carney on the group. On the server. It says, what would your abnormal Titan look/move like?
They'd have a hell of an ass, I tell you that.
Just one that won't quit.
Yeah. Hell of an ass on that abnormal.
I'd probably right some wrongs and have some jiggly boobs.
Okay. Yeah.
So they can finally be included.
You'd be the female Titan. Yeah.
I don't know what I feel like I'd just be a vaguer, less detailed version of me.
Yeah, you just have a big mouth.
Yeah. Oh, do I have a big mouth?
No, you'd have a big mouth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you'd have a big mouth and a pot belly.
Yeah. Oh, well, two things that are true,
halfway
I guess.
there. Yeah.
Halfway there. That's nice.
It'd be taller, at least.
I'd offset it a little bit.
Well, no, the belly would also be bigger though.
Oh, okay, all right. That was it. It has to all go together.
Yeah, it all grows in proportion.
Okay, damn it.
But also no dick. So
Yeah, it's one of them rare instances where like I'd be fine with it if I had one, but I guess not. What would yours move like?
I'm gonna say that weird little crab run. It'll just be a little crab boy.
Oh, too hard on the fucking elbows. That would be.
I don't think you care when you're Italian.
I mean, I guess not. Yeah, I'd do teddy bear rolls.
Oh yeah.
I'd be just barging down walls, just rolling in teddy bear style. I'd be going around in circles, but I'd get there eventually.
Oh, I just remembered something. Here's a little thing. There's a moment during the Battle of Trost which always really like fucking not like fucking freaked me out or anything, but it's just a moment where I was like, oh Jesus, where it just shows you like the fucking brutality of the world, really. Where they're like, there's like a group of like not MPs or just like cadets or whatever, just like hiding in like the fucking military base, and you see one guy just like loading a gun, like just like fucking putting like the ammo in, like shoving it down with those like old timey guns, and then they're like, "What are you doing that for? You can't kill a Titan with that." And then he just puts it in his mouth and fucking offs himself.
Yep.
Horrific, right?
There's, I mean, not necessarily to that degree, right? But there's quite a lot of scenes where like you see people just cowering.
Yeah.
Like there's a scene where like a lot of the characters that we're following for the episode, they kind of get like forced into a interior of a building as they're zipping Spider-Man style past it.
Yeah.
And that one of them like slams into a wall, and as they turn left, they can see that there's two like military police officers or other cadets, I think they might be, little rookies, who are just like under a desk, like, please don't step on this one.
Yeah.
Which is, it's great. It's the world is so established.
Yeah, very
and
much
I
so.
really like it. What's your favourite? This isn't a thing, but what's your favourite drip? Are you preferring the rookie drip or the scout drip?
First of all, I like their little jackets, like their little cropped jackets.
I do too. Yeah,
I like those jackets. They're cool. I like the scout drip. I like the
kind of Link
scout
style, right?
Yeah, the scout logo is like very cool. The wings of freedom or whatever they're called, and then they have their little hoods and stuff, which is quite cool. Yeah,
I feel like it definitely. I welcome the vibe. It's like in Return of the Jedi when they go into the forest, so they all put on their best camo fits.
Yeah.
And it's when they put on those green hoods, and then it becomes a bit of a woodland story for like a couple of episodes, like a 5-episode run. And I'm like,
yeah,
I like this vibe.
Yeah,
it's a cool vibe.
It's good. Yeah, it's good.
I'm very glad that there was a kind of an array of locations, because if we just stayed in that one town, I don't know how much longer I can be looking at Victorian townhouses. I'll be honest.
Yeah, moves about a lot.
Yeah,
it's very Germanic. And it's
I too have heard this word.
Germanic?
I don't know that word. What does that mean?
German.
Oh,
Germany.
I probably could have picked that up.
Yeah, influenced by German, like
now I know it.
Yeah.
You should have said Germany vibes for me.
Well, Germanic. I think it's actually based on a town in Germany. The sort of like architecture and everything.
Okay, now that you say it, it does kind of feel like that vibe.
Yeah. There's also lots of German names like Günther and stuff.
Oh yeah. Well, I for the longest time I thought it was Sean, but it's not. It's Jean.
It's John.
Yeah.
With a J.
With
John,
a J.
Yeah.
John.
Not John.
We're in Philly.
No, we're not. It's John.
This guy's the John.
No.
Last one I'll read out is from Garen, and they say, "Big fuckers with no skin or something." I don't know. I've not watched it.
Great.
Still knew more than me. I didn't know anything about big fuckers and any skins.
Yeah, great. Ari, your comment was very good, but you understand.
Yeah, we're not doing that this week.
You get it. You get it.
Yeah, you get it. Anyway, Nathan, I don't know if you know about this, but it's the time of the show where we recommend some stuff. Yeah, I know. We recommend some stuff to each other and to our lovely loyal listeners. It could be something
you just call them little listeners.
Lovely loyal little listeners.
You said little.
Did I say little?
Yeah.
Good, I meant to.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. Burn on everyone else. It can be anything we've watched, read, listened to, or experienced in the past week. Nathan, what are you recommending this week?
I'm recommending that you tell me what you're recommending.
He's done it, everyone. He's done it. I'm recommending, this is probably going to be no shock to anyone, a movie called Anora.
What's that?
It is a movie that is out right now. directed by, I want to say Sean Baker. I feel like that's his name.
Who is Sean Baker?
I don't
What are his
know.
qualifications?
I've never seen any of his films or his work.
Then
before.
why should I watch this?
Because I think it's a good movie. I think it tells a very interesting story.
What is it?
And I can't. I would try and say go in as blind as possible. So I'm really going to be careful about how I recommend it. All right, I think it's a great movie. There's a lot to say about class divide. There's a lot to say about specific performances. There's the leading actress in this, Mikey Madsen. She's incredible. She's genuinely so good. She's in Scream 5, so I hear, but I don't know to what capacity or who she plays.
I haven't seen Scream 5. Come back to me in a year. Right?
Then you'll know. Then you'll know all about Mikey Madsen.
Yeah.
But no, great movie. Had a great time with it. It's not perfect. It's a bit wonky in some places here and there, but it has an ending scene that is so touching and moving and wonderful and heartbreaking, and it's a very, very good time at the movies, but it will leave you with a lot to think about. So,
does it have little dudes with swords that fly around on wires killing titans?
No.
Not interested.
Okay. Nathan, what have you had time to watch, read, or listen to, or experience?
This week, fuck all. Only Attack on Titan. But last week, I did finish watching Agatha All Along, which is a very fun, spooky time. I had a lot of fun with this show. I was a big fan of WandaVision. That has been my favorite Marvel show they've put out. And this is just as good, I think.
Is that the episode we did that you deleted? Is that WandaVision?
Sadly, it is, yes.
I was about to say go and listen to it, and I was like, wait, maybe you can't.
You can't. That sadly no longer exists because I accidentally deleted it. It's gone. We don't have any backups of it. It's just gone. So that's that.
Lost media.
Lost media indeed. That's why the episode it goes from like episode 19 to 21 or something, I think. That's why, like, when we get to episode 200, big guest coming, hint, hint. But when we get to episode 200, on our actual feed, it'll say another happy pod, 199 episodes.
That's so frustrating.
I know. I know. But look, it is what it is.
It is.
Anyway,
we can't change it now. All right.
We can't. No. Yeah. Like it's great fun. It's very spooky. It's very fitting for like the Halloween season. It's genuinely quite scary in parts. Like I was watching parts of it, going, "Oh, this is like fucking scary shit, man. This is quite fucking spooky, wooky, kooky." But great performances. Fucking Patty LuPone, fucking Oscar, Aubrey Plaza. Fucking hot, man. Oh my god. Catherine Hahn, amazing. Oh, so good. Even Joe Locke, it was like a new addition. Very, very good. All great. I had a lot of fun with the show. It's a good time, man. It's a good time.
Well, you heard it here first, everyone. Go and what is it all? It's all finished now, isn't it?
All finished, all wrapped up.
Is there a season 2 on the cards, or is that a no-go?
I don't necessarily think there'll be like a Agatha All Along season 2, but I feel like much that this is kind of like a sequel to WandaVision. I think that it's kind of like the same sort of vein, like something.
If they
else.
fold it into the movies, you will see it in 8 years' time or something.
Yeah, but maybe not. Yeah.
All right, sounds cool. I've been I've lapsed and I need to go back to watching The Penguin, and then I'm considering watching Agatha All Along because I heard it.
No one cares
really
about
strong.
The Penguin. All right, Batman isn't in it. Who cares?
I care.
I've seen people like it's kind of ridiculous that Batman isn't in this because like
is it?
What's he doing?
Oh yeah,
his whole deal is about fighting crime in Gotham, and here's a show set in Gotham about crime.
No,
and he's having a break or whatever.
He ends the Batman by becoming Superman, though, if you remember.
I don't remember that at all. We watched different movies, and I watched a bad one.
No, you watched the good one, and you know you did. You just soured.
No.
You just soured because you're a bitter boy.
Not a good movie.
I'm excited for next week, where we get to watch more Spider-Men run around and kill big people.
It's Attack on Titan, Lawrence. We're not watching Spider-Man.
No, I know. Silly me, sorry. Those guys. Do you know how much I would stress if I had to, if my mode of transport and way of survival was getting about on a gas canister that could run out at any moment?
Yeah, it's pretty wild, isn't it?
I would hate that. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it can run out at any moment. Like, if you just filled it up, it isn't going to run out.
Oh no, but like you see, I can't remember who it is. There's a character that is like soaring about with one.
Mikasa.
Oh, there we go, Mikasa, and she's like, and then is it Armin that's like, her gas is fucked or something.
She's expelling too much gas. Lol, burn. She's fine.
I'd be fine. I'd be getting around all sorts. I'd be using my methane to travel.
Bloody, if I could get around by fucking fart power, bloody, I'll be flying, mate. I'll be flying.
Right. Anyway, thank you very, very, very much for listening, everyone. If you've enjoyed the show, you can leave us a little 5-star review. That'd be really cool. We haven't had one in ages. Can someone give us one?
Yeah.
No, I'm not above it. I'm not above begging for a 5-star review.
No, just specifically how you phrase.
Oh, okay. I can't help it. I've been talking about jiggly boobs.
No. Yeah, please give us a 5-star review, specifically on iTunes, on Apple Podcasts.
Yeah,
that's where we see
Spotify just goes into the abyss. We don't know where that goes.
Yeah, but still keep doing it. But also do it here as well. Give us just everyone go write one on Apple. All right, you can be mean, but just leave 5 stars. All right.
Yeah, that's the rule. Say whatever you like.
Yeah. But
nothing horrendous, please. You can follow us on Twitter at Another Happy Pod. You can suggest a topic for us to check out, and be sure to join us next week because we are going to be continuing Attack on Tightvember.
Don't like that. Don't like that.
I don't like it either.
No, I hate that. Attack on November.
Okay, we're going to be continuing Attack on November with this. You're going to have to send me a clip. I don't want to spoil these.
Don't put a clip in. We'll just, you'll then know what we're doing.
Also, if you feel so inclined, we have a Ko-Fi link in the show notes. If you want to help us out with the running of both the shows, there is zero pressure to do so. Everyone's always welcome to enjoy the episodes for free. If you really do want to help us out, the most useful thing you can do is share both the shows with a friend. We do another podcast. So, Nathan, tell us what that podcast is.
Oh, you phrased that really weird.
I did this time. I understand.
Really caught me off guard there. You fucked that up. Yes, we do. It's called Another Happy Pod. It's called Still Got Legs. This is Another Happy Pod. It's called
Nathan,
Still
you
Got Legs.
phrased that weirdly.
Lauren, shut the fuck up or I'll eat you because I'm a titan.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Still Got Legs is a Doctor Who rewatch podcast. Every single week we get together, much like this. We discuss Doctor Who, not like this at all, and we have a good, fun time making our way through Series 7 Part 2, getting close to the big 50th, the big Christmas. It's a whole lot of fun stuff coming up, so get involved while you can, because you'll miss your chance and then you can't listen.
Yeah,
that's
true.
How it
They'll
works.
expire.
Yes, it'll be gone forever.
Nathan will delete it like he did that One Division episode.
It could happen at any moment, okay?
The only way to
Every
be sure
episode.
to catch it all is to listen to them all right now.
Endlessly. All right, just keep it on a loop. All right?
Oh, that'd be great for our bank account. Do that, please. That sounds fantastic.
Please do, yeah.
Anyway, thank you very much for listening. We will see you next week at Friday at 10 a.m. Goodbye.
On Friday, not on Friday.
No, I'll see him at Friday.
No one says at Friday.
I just did.
I'll see you at Friday. I'll see you at jail.
No.
Anyway,
Okay.
what's going on? You good?
Yeah, right. Press the theme button.
All right, I'm going to do it. Just hang on.
All right. Oh, he's trying to find something. He's being silly, everyone.
Anyway, bye.